Last week, Sandali MX-101, Colton Fasciati. He got the Royal Distributing Hole Shot first MX-1 Moto. He's out front. He takes the win. Second MX-1 Moto. Riders off the line. Dynamite start for Fasciati. He got the Triple Crown, but Metcalf put the gloves on and pressured. Took the lead. Gorky going wide, then inside to get into second. And then it was all about the finish. Metcalf, Gerke, and Yost. Welcome, race fans, to round 7 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth as we see the lovely Motocross Deschambault. Today's MX1 racing will be presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. Perhaps we got a great day. We had some heavy rain this morning, which maybe made the track a little bit more difficult, but third sand race in a row. MX1 pilots putting their gate picks in. Wow, it's an exciting time.
Colton makes a last-minute switch. Gerke, he's pretty solid on his pick. Great to see these big MX1 stars. Cole Thompson looking good. He's fourth gate pick, and behind him is Tyler Medaglia right there, the number 3 rider. He's focused.
Top 5 guys in points, top 5 qualifiers. Let's get to our points in the MX1 class after 6 of 10. Gerke, Metcalf, Fasciati, your top 3. Thompson, Medaglia, rounding out the top 5. It's some good battles in there, Fabs.
And Bobby Canary hanging tough, and he's that kind of rider that gets stronger as the season progresses. Teddy Mayer quietly in 7th. Clayson 1 point behind, and it's Keeson Schmoke.
Oh my, that's opening ceremonies. Here we go. Top 5 pilots in the MX1 class going out for their hot lap. And the whole purpose of this, Brian, is to keep the riders away from the start straight, not to mess it up too much. Also gets the riders out on the track. They get to see the lines, and the fans also get to see their favorites as well.
Yeah, and I love the fact that it keeps that start shoot pretty much virgin soil. Nice slow wheelie by the man, T-Dags. He is so good at that.
All right, let's have a look at this Motocross Deschambault. We talked about the fact that it's sand-based. Got some dynamite lines and some great elevation from top to back. Plus, a ton of fans come in here. You know the Quebec racing fans are nuts.
A lot of these big MX1 stars deem this their favorite track on the circuit. It is a challenging one. Big bumps and big jumps.
Well, with the balance of the MX1 riders going out onto parade, it is time to buckle up. You don't want to miss this. Welcome back to Deschambault, Quebec in round 7 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. What a gorgeous sight. The Rockstar can and the King can. That's Paul Kingsley, head referee. 3 gorgeous Rockstar models coming out. This first MX1 Moto will be brought to you by RoyalDistributing.com, Canada's power sports leader. Hello, Alana.
My, oh my, a little starstruck there, Travs, am I? I tell you what, Kinger always with the best view in the whole house. 40 riders lined up here on this long sand chute, left dogleg into that series of jumps. It is a thrilling start.
Rockstar Julian a 5 as we poke back to the line, Brian. Remember how fast this start is. Somewhat dangerous as long as they don't collect. Riders off the line, and here they come into that first corner. Who's going to get that road distributing? Oh, yeah!
It looks like Gerke's got it, but right into second is Kyle Swanson challenging Fasciati. Then we've got Clayson, we got Thompson, and we got the big 3 T-Dags to Adam and Eddie.
Let's talk about the 24 of Swanson privateer last week. This week on the Devil's Lake, ride filling in for the injured Jake Strickard. Why don't we go on board with him, Brian? He got a dynamite start trip action camp. Oh my, did you see Cole Thompson cross the track and make a pass for second place on Colteen? You want to talk about ballsy.
I'm loving what I'm seeing from Thompson here early on. Tommy gun just let a round of bullets fly as he passes Colteen, Fasciati, the whole pack up there into the forest. On board, Devil's Lake MX Yamaha Swanson. All week getting acclimatized to the new motorcycle, and it works for him. Just edges out Medaglia into that orange barrier, and now he's drag racing Fasciati. A great view of Matt Gerke, Rockstar Yamaha up front into this right-hander. The 2 berms merge into one. Best seat in the house is Swanee, and then on the inside, Thompson makes a quick move, and then into the series of jumps. Here we see Thompson going wide, and this is where he lands and then crosses the track. We saw some amateur boys pull this off yesterday, and it was, Jean-Christophe Bouliol that was using that line yesterday, and boy, does Thompson make it work to slide into second.
Wow, Thompson's Joey Pouch and his 2 unders are full. Fabs, there's no question about it, because that kind of a pass takes the Kuyangs.
Big time Fasciati outside of the main line, still gets some power down. And now Tyler Medaglia with some wheel spin, ooh, and a little front end moment as Metcalf and him both got by Swanson up in the back section. So now Medi is all over Tyler Medaglia, ready to get to work on him.
This is the battle for fourth place, Brian. And a quick note, Metcalf won a moto the last time he raced here in 2012, but Gerke has never raced on this track.
Yeah, that is a good point. Tyler on a nice inside line, holding off Metcalf. We've seen Tyler ride really well against Metcalf, passing him here and there. So this is no easy task for the 123 up high. Short way around. Oh, man, a lot more real estate to take that high line. And 3 good berms forming in that corner. But Metcalf now has fourth.
The riders want to use that outside line because they're carrying speed. Here it is again. Medaglia thinks he's got enough time to get out there and carry it, but that inside is so much tighter.
Yeah, he has definitely got a lot shorter way of going around, and Tyler carrying speed. You can't really do that with an experienced rider like Brett Metcalf behind you. You know, his racecraft is second nature. He really knows how to find those openings and seize the moment.
Back to our leader, the number 101 Rockstar Yamaha, Matt Gerke. He got the whole shot. He's out in front. Thompson, the gun, and here comes Fat Yotes. Right up into that big wall hit into the MXP corner. The Odler's got the inside line. Tommy Gunn carrying speed. Oh, and it works for Fasciotti. Same line that Metcalf used on Medaglia. Wow, this corner right here is dangerous.
Yeah, that's the hardest corner on the track there. You come down that hill into tons of braking bumps, and if you get wide, you're out in that soup, and then you're dead last.
Here's your boy, the number 24, Kyle Swanson. He's on that Devil's Lake Yamaha. He's battling it up with Tim Tremblay, the big Bowmouth on the MX-1 bike this week.
And Swanson definitely taming that 450 Yamaha nicely. First race on it. Now it's Cole Thompson that has his rear view mirror full of a charging Metcalf. And in comes Thompson in control. So smooth on the bike. Looks great on that KTM, but Metcalf, he is just determined rider. There's no other way of putting it. He just eats the roost, getting all sauced up. And look at him drop back after that face full of gravy.
Well, you talk about racecraft too, Brian. I don't think Metcalf, other than looking after his family, does anything. Another stall for the number 148 of Cole Thompson. That has happened to him too many times so far this season, Brian. Not sure what the deal is. Metcalf on the inside. Oh, and look at Thompson gravel. No, he gets stymied by that lap rider.
I didn't even know that inside line existed. Where did Metcalf find this one? Way up on the inside. Awesome play for him, and Metcalf just kind of shoves Thompson over a bit, gives him some room, but that lapper, Thompson has to check up or they're going to lock parts there. So Metcalf, the experienced rider, just with some great style. What a racetrack.
Well, sometimes, Brian, you need to finish off a pass by riding a little wide, getting those elbows out. Metcalf did that to our leader, the 101, Matt Gerke. Third in qualifying today, Brian, in the lead right now, and looks really good and comfortable on this sand track.
Cole Fasciotti, who just gained a whole lot of real estate, was making a play for Gerke and then lays it down. Still in second place, and look how long it's taken Metcalf to come around. Just showing you how far these boys are checking out and how fast our lead two are on the gas right now.
Those Honda switchbacks, they look easy, Brian, but Laugh-In style tip over for Fasciotti. You talk about that on sand tracks all the time. To the number 3, Tyler Medaglia, sitting in 5th place, although he's back a little bit.
He is, but on the gas. Now look at Fasciotti back up and running. He's caught back up to Gerke. So Fasciotti showing that little play he was making for the lead was no fluke. Lays it down, kept the motor running, back on the gas. Now Metcalf's kind of got into Fasciotti's wheel tracks, following those faster lines, so this is a three-way party for the lead.
Gorgeous footage as we're down in elevation to the 101 of Matt Gerke. He comes over that wall hit. Remember, Fasciotti won the first moto last week at San Delis, so he's starting to get his mojo back with Metcalf buttering that outside the line. That is gorgeous.
There is just some great berms here. Now Fasciotti gets up on that high inside line. Metcalf not wanting to follow, goes down the middle. Look at Metcalf stay low. He is in stalking mode, but it is our leader that is being stalked right now by the number 1 Gopher Dunes Honda Troy Lee Designs rider Colton Fasciotti.
Yeah, and Fasciotti came into this season not right, not 100%. He went inside as he had the lead, for crying out loud, Brian. What was Gerke doing? He left the door wide open, and Fasciotti took it, for crying out loud.
Wow, what a brain fade for Gerke with all those lappers coming in. I think he was just kind of wondering where he was going to get through those lappers, and Fasciotti just pulled the throttle and got right by him. Kind of an easy pass there for the lead for Fat Yotes.
He had that pelvis injury, Brian. That's what we were talking about. During training, cracked his pelvis early this season. He wasn't the same. There's no doubt about it. But you could see the speed picking up and the defense as well.
Well, the team was saying he just had a bruised pelvis. Of course, you know, always keeping the cards close to the chest. Metcalf now going for a tear-off. I don't know if he was even just wiping his lenses, because I tell you, tear-offs are a premium on this track. You can never get enough of them.
Gerke now collecting his thoughts in second place. Metcalf in tow. Let's go back and watch this pass from a different angle. Gerke slipping wide with that lapper.
Yeah, oh, the lapper definitely had him on the brake, so he tries to cut in on him, but those lines kind of merge into one. Fasciotti with that good middle line gets the traction down, and just a beautiful pass. Gerke can do nothing but shake his head.
I think that midline would work for Gerke if he was able to carry speed through that corner, but he got stymied for sure.
Yeah, and it's just split-second decisions, and I just love the way Colton whips it over. Gerke does the same, and then Colt just gets himself right in front. It's kind of one line into that next 180, so now it's up to Fasciotti to kind of check out on these boys, and he is.
That pass for the lead brought those riders to their last lap flag, so this is the final approach, Brian. A couple corners, Fasciotti in the lead, lappers everywhere, and it looks like Metcalf working up on Gerke, so this ain't over yet.
Metcalf has just been eating roost top to bottom in this moto. He has been paying the price. Colton Fasciotti takes the checkered flag. Go for Dunes Honda. That's two moto wins, first moto wins in a row for him, so Colton is getting his groove back.
Checking back now to the battle for fourth place. Looks like Thompson has got some trouble with the number 3 of Tyler Medaglia. We've got some lappers in the way coming underneath the bridge. Oh my, Thompson blocks Medaglia right into those I-beams, Brian. They're off track, but wow, that could have been dangerous.
Man, what action right before the checkered flag. I'm not sure if Thompson knew he was there or heard him coming, but what a racing incident. To our Yamaha leaderboard, what a ride for Fasciotti. Tyler hangs on for 5th, but I gotta talk about Swanson on his new Devil's Lake Yamaha 8th.
Quite possibly Moto of the Year, the first MX1 Moto here from Deschambault, and the number 1 of Colton Fasciotti takes the win in dramatic fashion. Colt, wow, the way that you pounced right at the end, you waited, and it made it happen. What a move.
Yeah, I had to work hard that moto. Got a good start and made my way up to Gorky there and just had a small little tip over, just lost the front end, and from there I knew I had my work cut out for me, so I charged hard and pretty much used up every last drop in the tank there.
Great job in the impound, Travis, on a hot day. I just love these shots, and Metcalf is just always just worked after these races. Colton back smiling. You don't want to miss the second moto. It's going to be a doozy. Gerke got the first hole shot. Who's going to get the next?
Welcome back to Motocross Deschambault, the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth as we get set for, my goodness, is that a lineup? Second MX2 Moto will be brought to you by Couche-Tard. When in Quebec, that is the place you want to go to get all your convenience items, including adult beverages. One of my favorite places. Back to Sir Paul Kingsley in the 30 board. It is up, Babs.
And look who has that 32nd board. It's the lovely Julia.
It is hard to get this race started with girls like that around, focusing back on the riders. Remember, the 101 of Matt Gerke got the first World Distributing hole shot. Let's see. Fasciotti looking good. Gorky looking dynamite as they slide through that corner. It looks like it's the number 1 of Colton Fasciotti.
What a sweet hole shot on board with the Devil's Lake Yamaha. Kyle Swanson, who got another excellent start, showing that Yamaha agrees with him.
Wow.
And it's Thompson, and look at Metcalf and Gerke, all vying for position.
Through the Honda switchbacks, Brian, into this dynamite roller section, one of my favorite parts of the track. Looks like Thompson's trying that move again, although not passing anybody. The number 7 of Bobby Canary got a good start. He's in the mix, dropping down into the valley. And the 26 of Michael De Silva on the KTM. That's the line.
A great start for De Silvio, and on board with Swanee into the back section. Canary just flying up that side of the wall, a cool part of the racetrack. Get up here in this left-handy and roost everywhere, and they go into a double and then a quad pack into the Motul downhill lefty. They are on the gas and grabbing gears, looking for a smooth way around, Travis, and here in the second moto, things get a little rougher.
Tyler Medaglia getting very bossy through that Motul corner as he takes Swanson and moves into the top 5. De Silva, Swanson, looks like the 761 of Cade Clayson in the mix. Tremblay, the Beaumont on that big Yamaha 450, and that looks like the 36 of Hayden Halston with a great start.
Yeah, Waterford, Ontario rider getting into the top 10 package, and when Hayden can get a good start, he can run the pace. Now it is De Silva that is starting to make a bit of a play on Swanson, and Swanson up on the inside. He's taking some good lines here. Now Canary gets a little rough and tumble on Medaglia.
Some pressure from Medaglia on the inside.
Whoa!
Using that line, but did you see Bobby Kay get on the pipe? Midline, Brian, it's there. You got to get on the gas.
That's a classic berm shot right there for Bobby K on board with Swanson, San Antonio, Texas rider. a new berth with the Devil's Lake MX Yamaha. Just misses that pylon cone and sitting fourth. What a couple great starts for Swanson. This kid ain't afraid.
How about the Royal Distributing hole shot for the number 1 of Colton Fasciotti? He shots, he's in the lead, Thompson in second. Here comes our top 4. Same 4 from the first moto, same 4 all season long. These guys are dynamic.
I could watch these guys all day long racing motocross tracks. It is up and Medi plows the front end of it, getting a little too aggressive. He does not want these guys to break free. He knows he can run these guys down, does Medi, but it's not always feasible. Gerke and the rest of the field super fast in front of him.
There's the big snowcross champion, 38, Tim Tremblay. Looking good. De Silva still in the mix as they cross the finish line for their first lap. Oh no, we got a problem. The 761 Redemption Racing, Kate Clayson, KTM issues.
He hasn't had a lot of mechanicals yet this year, so this is terrible for the Redemption team. They are really in the points. A nice wheelie for Thompson, and he tries to hold back the advances of Gerke, who is coming on. Oh, Medi up the inside. Inside, outside. Look at Metcalf jumping all around the track. He's making a play. We know he likes this inside. Oh, nice move. And he just parks Gerke up over the soft stuff. A nice, clean, tough pass for Metcalf.
That's by far the most aggressive pass that I've seen Metcalf make. Coming into the drift corner, I like him eyeing in that inside line. Gorky again swinging really wide.
Does he ever? But that berm actually starts wide, so Gerke looked like he was going to go into the entry point of that berm. Medi just came in and sawed it off and just slid into that berm, and Medi went up and over the berm.
Here's that top tree section. We don't see a lot of them. Fasciotti in the lead, and look how gorgeous this corner is. And even in these sections, the elevation changes so dramatically. It's amazing.
Look at Metcalf hanging out. He gets on the gas so early. The whole bike slides out from under him, and look at coming down. Suspensions are warming up. The bike's not ending. Look at Metcalf. Jumps down, lands on the other side of the berm, and still keeps the gas on.
Metcalf is covered in sauce. But look at Cole Thompson, he's as clean as a whistle sitting in second place. So let's see what happens here with Metcalf in the middle of this Segway.
Oh, Metcalf gets into that berm nice, and he wants to get out of this roof zone. He has just been sauced up from these other 450s ahead of him, and he just jumps to the outside. Can Thompson get some defense, get through there and block the inside line? And Thompson kind of makes it easy for him here.
Well, he had the inside line, Brian, but didn't cross over to get this inside line coming into the Cali corner. But he gets a handful of throttle and gets it back. Great retaliation.
Good stuff for Cole Thompson. Let's see if he can just get some more mojo going. No, and then again, Medi on the inside. Thompson has got all the ingredients, maybe riding coach, just to help him with a couple little nuances here towards the end of the race. He seems to maybe just lose a touch.
Well, he's definitely got the speed, Brian. There's no doubt about it, but I think he's a young rider who's gaining experience. He belongs in this top 4. He's won motos. He's won an overall. Just has to tighten up his defense, get more aggressive, I think.
Yeah, good point. He is a little younger than these other guys who have more race savvy in the pro ranks. So Gerke now stalking up on the 148, and he gets Thompson up on the inside. Thompson grabbing gears. Tommy gun. Can he hold him off for now? That looks like he's got the inside. No, Gerke gets by.
Just napping a bit on that outside line, Brian. I think it's one of those things that sometimes when you get past, your mojo drops a little bit, and then you got to watch out for that next point.
Yeah, that can be demoralizing. So now Thompson in fourth, grabs a tear off. This next section they're coming up through is where he made that nice play for the lead on Fasciotti in that first moto, so maybe he can do the same to Gerke.
To the number 3, that's the Parts Canada Husky of Tyler Medaglia, sitting in 5th, although he's a ways back from our leaders, Brian. Back up to the treat section. Here comes Colton Fasciotti coming out of that quad section through the Motul corner. Look at all those French-Canadian fans going crazy. They love seeing a Canadian in the lead.
They sure do, and a good shot of how gnarly that track is as Gerke hits a bunch of those square edge bumps. But now here comes Metcalf down low in that crouch, using opposite parts of the track. Can he get up on the inside of Fasciotti? But Fasciotti just beautiful, holding his lines right now, Traz, but he has got some pressure.
Metcalf's been the fastest rider on the track in the second part of this race because Fasciotti had a 7 or 8 second lead, and Metcalf has closed the door. Here he comes up to the wall hit. He is probing Fabs.
He is aggressive round to the outside. Colton has the inside, and I think the advantage right now into the most technical, difficult corner on the whole track. We have seen a lot of passes here, and boy, oh boy, holy smokes, what an incident right there. Metcalf just ran him down.
He did, but now Gorky swung by wide, and the battle is for the lead, Brian. That little camelback section coming into this ox corner. Metcalf has to go wide into EBC, and here comes Matt Gorky with the lead. Wow, what a turn of events.
I was going to say, Gerke had the line to park Metcalf, which he did, so now he has takes first place, but Metcalf wants it back. Gerke's got to get back over to the left here to block those insides. He cannot leave the door open for Metcalf because Medi is on a charge right now.
Well, you always talk about the third person in that three-pack being the danger man. That's exactly what Gorky was, and it worked for him. Outside line, out of the carnage, carrying speed.
Oh, nice, a replay here. Metcalf sticks a wheel in, and Fawcett gets down in that sauce stuff. You can see all the steam coming out because it's wet in there, and Metcalf just rams right up in the back. His leg gets sucked right in to the back end and gives Fawcett a little boot love, and then Fat Yotes goes down. Metcalf all over the place. Gerkman gets up on the outside, and Medi could have taken Gerk right into the woods too. Two guys down in one shot.
He definitely did, but Gerke was wise, though, to back off a little bit, but then he carried speed down into this ox corner. Inside line through there works for sure.
Yeah, and you get right out in front of Medi, and doesn't matter, you can slow right down. Met's got nowhere to go but back off the throttle. So Gerk out front. Fasciati's still up and running, but boy, has he lost a lot of positions.
Fasciotti getting his last lap flag, sitting in 5th place, back up to our lead pair. Looks like Metcalf is not letting Gerke go. They are on their final approach. Brian, this has been a very entertaining moto from start to finish, especially when you have our top 3-4 guys battling out bar to bar.
Oh, 100% on that, Travis, and now the sun finally comes up towards the end of the day. The fans just treated to a spectacular day of racing, and Metcalf, he doesn't know how to give up, but Gerke, Rockstar Energy Drink, OTSFF Yamaha, takes the glory here in the second moto.
2-1 moto scores will give Gerke the overall. Welcome back to Deschambault, Quebec, as we see a wincing Colton Fasciotti coming up to get his Royal Distributing hole shot check. Let's go to the Yamaha leaderboard, second MX1 moto. You know your top 5. Let's go down to Canary in 6th, Trombley with a strong moto in 7th, Swanson, Schmoke, and Sean Robinson rounding out the top 10. Fabs?
All the consistency this year. Cole Thompson third in that second moto on a very demanding racetrack. A lot going on out there. Tell us about your moto from behind your goggles.
Yeah, it got off to a good start. Actually, not a great start. I just fought my way through the first few corners, made some good passes, and tucked in behind Colton there, and he was running quite a bit quicker, but I was hanging in there pretty good, and then about 15 minutes in, just got a little tight, and those guys got by me, and after that, once you get tight, you start making mistakes, and then everything gets tight. So definitely got to just improve on that, and then obviously pick it up a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel that great at the beginning, and I was in actually third, and then Medi, he hit me. It's starting to get aggressive, I guess, for this championship, and knocked me over a berm. And then I lost a bunch of time, and then I was fired up, and then I wasn't even thinking about the championship at that point. I just penned it. I caught up to those guys. I passed Cole, caught up to Medi and Colton, and then they both went inside. I railed outside, and Colton, I think, messed up, and then me and Medi came to the hill side by side, and I just put my elbows out and held it pin and did what I had to do to get the win. And
Brett, you got to settle for second overall today, but you got to be pretty pleased with your performance on this super rough Deschambault track.
Oh man, I rode my butt off both motos. Feeling it right now, but man, I rode hard as I could. Much better start, better position, got into the lead. Well, actually, for a brief moment there, and then me and Colton came together, took the lead, and then Matt was able to capitalize, and I got out of shape and took the lead, and then after that, I couldn't find anything to do again, and Matt's riding fast, and the pace was the same. I couldn't pull any more out of my bag. So
nice job, Medi. Let's get to our series points after 7 of 10 rounds. Gerke, Metcalf, Fasciotti, your top 3. I want to go down to the number 9 of Teddy Mayer, injured today. He went home to the hospital. We won't see him again. Teddy, we're going to miss you, buddy. Wow, what a spectacular day of racing we had here at Deschambault, Quebec. There's your top 3 in the MX1 class. Don't forget to like the series on Facebook and check out mxnationals.ca for all the goodies. You have been watching the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. Well, with the brochures blasting off the champagne, we'll see you next week in the salty seas of the East Coast.